And welcome back to National Report. I'm Joe Pinion. Well, the Russian cyber hackers are at it again, this time over the holiday weekend. A different gang is suspected of being behind this colossal ransomware attack demanding $70 million. Now, a gang called Revel taking responsibility for the attack that hit more than 200 companies in the United States alone and over 1,000 companies across 17 countries. Weeks after President Biden spoke to President Putin about the consequences of said cyber attacks. Let's welcome in a cyber attack expert and founder of Reach Out Technology, Rick Jordan. Now, you're familiar with the software that was being targeted. Tell us about this software, what the hackers saw as a weakness, and how in the world do we stop this cycle of doom from getting worse and worse as it appears to be happening right now?
You bet. This was sophisticated to the point to where this software, Kaseya, that was actually hacked, is used as a supply chain. So managed service providers like Reach Out Technology use this software for good to actually manage the systems and security of all of their clients. That's why the hacker targeted Kaseya, because they were kind of at the top of the pyramid. Underneath that, the middle level are all the service providers, the cybersecurity providers. And then below that are all those, I think the latest number was around 1,500 businesses. So it just started from the top and trickled down to the bottom to the real targets, which that real target are now the ones that are encrypted, frozen, just like the grocery store chain in Sweden. Just a lot of impact globally from this. So when they attacked the top, they were able to just filter that down through the entire ecosystem that is Kaseya.
Now, I'm glad you make that point, because if we're looking at this holistically, for better and for worse, we had a hike that targeted that Colonial Pipeline, an isolated event, although a widespread event, 45% of the fuel on the eastern seaboard. We had the isolated event with the beef supply, 1/5 of our beef supply, but again, an isolated event. This hack, in many ways, to me, looks more akin to what we saw with SolarWinds, where they were able to take basically 16,000 customers, expand that to compromise everything from the Pentagon to Microsoft. Talk to us about why this particular hack so pervasive, 17 different countries, and is this the ramp up that many Americans feared that the Biden administration appears to be ignoring?
I feel that the hackers are getting smarter in their attack vectors because they're able to strike one company now, like SolarWinds that you mentioned. And this was very similar. There was a different mode of attack to get into Kaseya, but it's very similar in the outcome just because of that pyramid metaphor that I was just giving you right now. So from an American's fear perspective, I saw the executive order a couple months ago as a little, too late. And
Right.
this is my opinion, that it was a lot of puffs of air from the Biden administration and not a lot of teeth to it, because right now we're seeing that these attacks are going to continue, whether they're Russian nation state backed or not. But this group, Revel, as you say, is known to have Russian government ties. So we'll have to see what the future comes. But at the same time, there's other companies out there like SolarWinds, like Kaseya, meaning ConnectWise is another big one. I hope ConnectWise is now starting to lock down their systems, because they've seen two others get hit, and they're one of the big three. And the last one that's out there too is Datto, which it absorbed Autotask a couple years ago. Those are the other two that have to watch out now, because now SolarWinds and Kaseya were both hit. But I tell you, Kaseya's response has been phenomenal. Using the software itself, their updates have been amazing. They're really on top of their game, unlike SolarWinds was.
Quickly, got about 20 seconds here, Hard. What needs to happen to stop this from happening again? You're talking about grocery stores in Sweden being hacked. So it seems, even if you're not a tech person, these compromises are impacting everyone of all walks of life.
You got it. Start budgeting this. The greatest problem I have in this industry is education for these small businesses, and those are the ones that have been hit. A lot of times they think they're too small, but this shows that they are really the mode of attack for these hackers. So listen to your cybersecurity firms and make sure your managed service provider is doing the same thing for themselves that they are for you. That's one of the biggest causes, is that those managed service providers did not have the right protection themselves. Kaseya is good, but if that middle layer is messed up, the bottom's going to get hit.
All right, Rick Jordan, thank you for helping our audience sort through this mess. We'll talk to you again soon, my friend.
You bet. Thanks.